Hello and welcome back. A little while ago I was doing a bit of a review or a test of some Orange PLA, and it was going well. I printed that ring, and then I was getting fancy. We've been printing some stuff with some overhangs, and some of the overhangs weren't working out, and flat spaces like the bottom here, which is, you can see, is really nice and flat. Came right off the print bed. A little bit of glue stick glue residue there, but that's all that is actually just glue stick glue residue. I printed this little fellow out, and that's Barnacules. If you've watched Barnacules Nerdgasm, hopefully I remember to put a link in there, but I'm pretty sure most of you know who he is by now. He had the Buddhacules, I guess it is, and I had this orange filament, and I thought, geez, that's almost like gold. It almost looks gold, right? So I thought I wanted to test my new settings, make sure the new temperature. I'm actually printing at 218 degrees C. Seems to be the best combination of layer bonding for strength. This thing's really strong. So are some of the other L-channel supports that I've been working on. But I wanted to see what kind of detail I could get in it with that temperature. So this is the best mix of layer adhesion for this orange filament and detail. Now I can lower the temperature and I get a little bit more detail, but what ends up happening is it's very easy to break the layers apart. And if you can see here, this is quite shiny because the layers have actually melted together pretty well. There is some, see if I can get a shot of it this close. There is some there is a little bit of lines, but you can see it's still very smooth, and this is how it came off. There was a little wisp that you've seen earlier that was on top here. I guess I've still got a little bit of it here to clean up, but yeah, where it fell down, but it kind of fits the hair anyways. That was the little, when the print finished, and down in here, between the toe, between this toe, let's see if this will focus for us here. Come on, focus. Yeah. It's not, there we go. Between that toe and the edge of his cloth there, or whatever that is, it was the only other place there was a string. I set the infill to 10%, and it printed a funny support structure because it didn't want to give any infill. So the file was weird for my slicer anyways, so I told it to print support. So what it did is it printed supports on the inside, and in the supports it had an infill, so there must have been some holes in the in this print, so it wasn't a watertight body as it would check for. So anyhow, it printed pretty darn good and pretty shiny. So I'd have to say the PLA that I got, that I was testing, again, that was from 3D Creator, and that's 3dcreator.ca if you're right here in Newfoundland. He sells this stuff on the printers here, his website. I think he's on Facebook, but I don't go on Facebook all that often. Not a big Facebooker. I guess I'm just old and silly that way. But I just wanted to print something for fun tonight, and thought this would be fun. And a good test of some of the things in my recent settings. The details along the edge here, they're there, but at this size they kind of get pulled together when heated up. But there's all the little creases, there's the fingers, there's what might be a bit of an artifact, I think, just as it was coming along. That might have been my fault, it might have caused a breeze. There's one line of filament here that's not really bonded into the belly well, which makes it look like he's got two belly buttons, but really there's the bigger one there. Other than that, it came out really well, and the Orange PLA was working pretty good, and I found it after the fact, where I'm pretty new for 3D printing. Some pigments can be a bit of a pain to set up, and I ran through some issues with this, and I'm just going to take a second here to go over those issues. Okay, now the issues, let's get this to focus again here. Okay, there we go. The issues I was hitting, and you don't see them on this because I've got them pretty much fixed, is picking the temperature, and that was running at 218 degrees C for this particular filament to get a good mix of layer bonding and detail. I can lower the temperature and gain a lot of detail. It'll actually give me quite a bit of detail. It'll print down as low as, I think, 185. It'll actually melt and extrude and look like it's printing. But the moment you try and pick it off bed, it'll explode into look like a slingy explosion. So that's totally useless. That's almost no layer adhesion and no strength. But when I slowly up the, oh, you can almost see, you can almost see the Barnacules Nerdgasm logo there. We won't get it here because it won't focus on it. Camera just can't. Oh, maybe. But didn't expect to see that. But this is about it. Best of mix of detail and layer strength. Like, this was strong. Like, even right now, this is strong as heck. Didn't mean to drop. I guess it's Buddhacules. I'll post a link to his video. It's pretty freaking awesome. He's a pretty awesome guy. Just wanted to print something fun. Next thing I want to print actually gets back to my ESP8266 thing, and it's kind of funny. It'd be a little bit of a, I think, a little bit of a joke. Is I want to print Terminator CPU block big enough to encase an ESP8266 and a few little things to as a hold or a stand for my home automation project, and see how that goes. But anyhow, that's the quick follow-up on the orange filament. As always, you know, thanks for watching. If you liked, if you've got comments, whatever, put them in the comments. And if you like these videos and want to see more, or give some suggestions to where to go, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.